you have to purchase yourself against the tragedy of life. Despite the fact that you're a fragile, damaged, naked creature, you find something to do that announces itself as worthwhile. That's me. It's an instinct. It's a deep, deep instinct. It's maybe the deepest instinct. It's like a form of vision. Meaning tells you when you're in the right place. And the right place is between chaos and order. The right hemisphere is roughly evolved with psychedelic things you don't understand. That's chaos. And you have this right deal of things you don't understand. But you just stay with the things you don't understand because you already understand them. And you can't just stay with what you don't understand because then you're right. And you really know those two. And you can take on your lead. Because everything you want to tell. Gives you off the hook the fastest way now. And tell you what, the first time it doesn't work. It sends you down. Because you're sacrificing the future for the present. Meaning doesn't do that. Meaning says, I'm here where I should be. And you can't tell why, it's just that everything is right. You get this physiological sense. Right place, right time. Follow this meaningful path. That's your buttress against the tragedy that produces resentment and malevolence. Meaning is the antidote to that. That's the fight after the religious truth. Life is suffering. That's true. There's malevolence. That's true. Meaning is the antidote to that. Yes. People say the meaning is real. It's like, no, that's wrong. It's actually the meaning. It's suffering. It's all the time. And it says, the kingdom of God is spread out before the eyes of men that no man can see. And that's how it's referred to. If you're in the right place at the right time, what you should do is really trying to notice that. Because it isn't something you even talk about. It's like, making sure it's something you don't talk when you first start noticing. And then maybe 3 months of practicing, you do it up to like an hour a day. And then maybe you do it to 12 hours a day. And God only knows where you can do it if you keep practicing, you know? You can be there. You don't know what that will about.
One way of conceptualizing yourself is that you're one speck of dust among 7 billion. And when you conceptualize yourself that way, you might think, well, what difference does it make what I say or do? And that's actually quite convenient for you because it doesn't matter what you say or do. Responsibility. The price you pay for that is nihilism, but if you don't have the shouldering responsibility, that's a small price to pay. The other way of looking at it, and this is actually the accurate way of looking at it, is that you're a network. You're a node in a network. And so you can do a little bit of arithmetic very well and you just figure out how powerful you are. You know 1,000 people. They know 1,000 people. That means that you're one person away from a million people, and two persons away from a billion people. And you're the center of that network. And how the way networks work is that information propagates in. So don't underestimate your power.